Hey everyone, it's WiNGSPANTT, and if you're watching, you know what time it is. It is time for Duels 2013. It's me versus Black Ace, and I'm playing Exalted Darkness for the first time in, I guess, on this channel. So here we go. Starting out, I'm going to drop a swamp. I'm going to play my Duty Bound Dead. Duty. Ha 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 ha. This is a decent hand. I have some really game-winning cards here. But it's going to be a couple turns till I can play them, and hopefully this guy can hold off for a while. He does have Regeneration and Exalted. We have the Sublime Archangel, 4 mana for 4/3, Flying Exalted. Other creatures you control have Exalted, and the one thing most people don't realize is that Exalted stacks. So you can actually have 2 copies of Exalted. So really, it's like every creature you have has double Exalted if they already have it. Here, since I have nothing to play on turn 2, I'm going to play Evolving Wilds just so I can thin my deck out. I'm going to search out that extra swamp, so I have 2 swamps and 2 plains, okay? And I guess I could have done that after my attack, but I don't think there's any real information here that's going to be useful. Now, this thing's a 1/1 lifelink. There's no real point for me keeping it back to block. The 1 damage isn't going to matter. He's going to gain the life either way, so I might as well attack and start undoing the lifelink here. So I could hold back and block. It's not really going to help. She's still going to gain 1 life a turn. If I at least do this, then we're going to net out at 0 life a turn, and I'd rather take the damage. Now, the life gain deck does have enchantment removal, which is why I'm going to be a little weary about playing Worship. Worship is an amazing card. If they can't remove this, I basically win the game, or at least gives me until the end of the game where I'm going to deck myself. As long as you control a creature, you can't get below 1 life. So that's basically what Worship does. Great card from the Urza Saga set. Urza Saga, one of the most broken sets in Magic the Gathering. It's legendary for being terribly broken, and that's basically when I first got into Magic, was during the Stronghold, Exodus, Urza Saga time period. So my understanding of what makes a good card or a bad card is really skewed. It's really not fair to everyone else. And here I'm going to search out another another swamp. That's really weird that I drew that twice in a row. He's back up to 20, gonna bring him back down 19. He played this thing, Angel's Feather, which is a really bad card. If you're playing Celestial Light, do not use Angel's Feather. It is not good. Because if you draw this late game, it's almost a dead draw. Even if you draw early game, I understand it's a life gain deck, but just imagine he played anything else in turn 2. Like, he played that 2/2 first strike lifelink creature. That would have been a huge hazard to me by comparison. I guess I'm going to drop the Sublime Archangel. I'm not going to drop Worship. There's no point even in dropping Worship so early in the game, because the reality is, the earlier you drop it, the more your opponent can plan around it, the more they can, then they know they need to get enchantment removal. Whereas if you hold Worship back until you're actually in trouble, it's much more powerful, because then people are like, haha, next turn I'm going to swing and kill him. And like, nope, I got Worship. I'm religious. And somehow that makes me better than you. And now I'm going to be, do I want to consider, I guess I don't need to keep back unmake. 3, it could be white or black. I love the split mana. You could play it 1 white and 2 black, 2 white and 1 black, 3 white or 3 black. Exile target creature. You really can't get better than that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drop the plains. Oh, I fucked this up. I was supposed to, oh my god. I'm talking all about this land stuff, and I didn't even plan out what I was going to do. Wow, that sucks. I guess I could play Worship then, but I don't know. No, that's a mistake. I'll just keep the lands open for unmake. And I guess what I'll do is, this thing is going to be a huge problem in the long run. This guy, not so much the 2/1, so I'm going to swing. I'm going to remove this guy, just because pretty soon he's going to get up to 30 life, and that's going to become a 5/5 flyer, and then I'm going to be 6/6 flyer, and then I'm going to be in huge trouble. So I really messed up here. I should be paying attention. I just get so much into telling stories and explaining stuff, and everyone's like, Wing, you misplayed. You're a terrible player. And you know what? I do make mistakes. I do want to admit my mistakes, but I also want people to be able to understand that it is not easy to be casting these games and explaining every single thing I do and still make all the right decisions all the time. So I'm just going to unmake this thing now before he gains the life. He's going to gain 1 life anyway, because that's whenever a creature, blah, 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 blah. And I have plenty of removal in this deck. One thing I've done with Exalted Darkness is pretty much leave in all the removal, with some few exceptions, to kind of give me, and here we go, no mercy. That's great. But I don't really want the no mercy yet. Again, I don't care about killing these creatures. They're not going to put a huge damper on me. What I'd like to do is play the extra mana, drop the Sublime Archangel, okay, and now I can attack. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 stacks of Exalted. So this is going to attack, and I believe be a 3/5 creature. He could block and gain life. Fine. That's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to do. So double Exalted. Look at this. 3-5. That is absolutely amazing. And that means next turn when I attack with this, it can attack for 7. 7 damage. So is he going to block if he's smart? I don't think he'll block. He's going to wait till he can stop 7 damage. Very good. I see a lot of rookies make the mistake where, you know, they're like, oh, 3 damage. Shit. I better block it. It's 3 damage. 3 damage isn't going to lose you the game. There's no reason you need to block 3 damage. So if he's smart, he's like, oh, next turn, this guy's going to swing for 7 damage. And then I can block here and prevent 7 damage. So that's a big deal. So let's see what he does. He's probably not going to swing into this. And what I could do next turn, swing for 7, okay? See what he does, and then drop No Mercy, because he's probably going to think, oh, at that point, ooh, this is cool. All right, I'm going to drop the Squire first. He's going to gain a light. This is going to become 3/3, blah, 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 blah. The reason I'm playing this is it has Exalted, so by playing it, I get to do an extra damage. And now I'm going to swing with the Exalted Archangel in for 7 damage. He could block it, which I don't know if I would do if I were him. I might be concerned that this thing's just going to get bigger later, but I'm going to also be concerned that I have removal. It could get rid of his Golden Glow Moth. It's an interesting card. So he's got to decide, is he going to take 9 damage? Now, oh, yeah, not 7, because this thing double stacks Exalted on everything. Alright, now this thing's going to get big. It's going to get big, get it? It's a penis joke. Alright. And now I'm going to play No Mercy. No Mercy is going to prevent him, basically, from attacking with creatures he doesn't want to lose, okay? Because whenever it deals damage to me, that creature's going to die. If he removes this, great, because then I can play Worship, because now Worship's a bigger threat, because now he can't kill me at all. If he gets rid of Worship, then I can play Debtor's Knell, which is absolutely nasty. At the beginning of your upkeep, you get to put a creature card from any graveyard into the battlefield under my control. So I can take my creatures, which I guess I have none. I can take his Moth. I can take all kinds of fun shit. He's going to swing for 6. If he swings for 6, I guess I'm just going to take it. But, you know, he's going to have to lose his creature. So the question is, does he swing for 6 now and lose his creature permanently due to No Mercy? Okay, 2-1. And at this point, what I'd really like to do is just gain control of the board. The fact that he has creatures, do I take 2 damage? It's just 2 damage. What is he going to do? He's got that spell that pumps it and gives the first strike. I'm just going to take it. If he swung with his 6/6, fine. But now his creatures, I'm only going to lose 2 life, and he's going to lose his creature. If he swung with a 6/6, I'd be a little more tempted, like, oh, I don't know what I should do. It is interesting, though, because I will have the ability to regenerate next turn, so I'm not going to play Worship just yet. I'm going to play the Duty Bound Dead to add another 2 stacks, okay? Another 2 stacks of Exalted. So now 2, 4, 6, 8, no, 7. So I think this is going to swing for 11 now. I'm going to attack with this thing. I still have the 4 mana untapped to allow regeneration. One thing I've noticed a lot of Exalted Darkness players do wrong is that they always use the Exalted mechanic. They never attack with more than 1 creature. And there's lots of combat situations where attacking with more than 1 creature would be a good idea. This isn't one of them, but I just like to feel if you're playing Exalted, you don't have to use Exalted every turn. It's a choice. So if your opponent is going to be put in a worse position by them having to guess between what you're going to do, again, I'm not going to play Worship this turn. There's no way he's going to be doing 14 damage to me in 1 turn, especially when I have these skeletons that can regenerate. I got more blockers than he has attackers. I'm really not in any kind of bad position. I'm going to put you in an awkward position. I don't know, it just made me think of Templar Vision rap, if you guys remember that. I don't know if you remember that crazy time where I did that. So now he's got to figure out what is he going to do. He's going to gain a lot of life, 2 life for every planes he controls. He's going to go from 25 to 35, not bad. This thing becomes an 8/8 creature. I don't think he's going to swing with it. I think that'd be fairly suicidal. Honestly, if he swung with it, I don't know what I would do. I guess I would just block and regenerate. There's no reason for me to just take 8 on the cheek. If he attacks with a 2/1 creature, is that the only thing he's going to attack with? I can just block and regenerate. There's no reason for me to not do it. I guess he thinks that I'm just going to let his creature through and that I'm totally okay with taking the 2 damage, but why not do this? I could totally do it. So there we go. I take 0 damage, and for people who don't know what regenerate, basically you pay this mana, and then the next time this creature would die on your turn, it actually doesn't die, and it loses all damage, gets out of combat, and it lives. So there you go. Alright, let's see what we got here. Could play this guy. If I play this, it will deter him from playing the 2/1 creature, which would be cool. But first I'm going to attack. And I'm swinging for nasty damage every turn now. I mean, it's absolutely nasty. Silent Arbiter also has the bonus of being an artifact, so it's not going to trigger his Angel's Feather. Of course, the downside of all artifact creatures is that it's an artifact and a creature, so if you have a spell that kills creatures, you can kill it. You have a spell that kills artifacts, you can kill it. If you have a spell that kills whatever the fuck this ugly robot thing is, I guess that would die too. 11 damage a turn. And his life gain is really working out well for him right now, because Jesus Christ, he's got a lot of life. The fact that he can just shrug off 11 damage a turn. So I'm going to drop the Silent Arbiter and get this into play. Of course, I'm a little concerned about overextending myself if he drops a Day of Judgment to kill everything on the board. But keep in mind, Debtor's Knell. And what's great is that No Mercy, Debtor's Knell, these cards all work together. These 3 endgame enchantments, which I left in the game, are so great. You have No Mercy in play. Whenever something damages you, the creature gets destroyed. And he's going to double his life, holy shit, back up to 50. And then you have Debtor's Knell, so this thing could destroy creatures every turn, and then this thing could put them under your control every turn. Was he going to swing with the 10-10? I almost want him to swing with it. I just take it and go down to 4 life. Like, what is he going to do? What is he going to do? He's not going to do anything. Okay? If you have Worship and Debtor's Knell, you have this awesome combo where as long as you have a creature, you can't lose, you can't be reduced to less than 1 life. And then Debtor's Knell will always give you a creature every turn. And then Worship and No Mercy don't really work together, but it just makes it harder for people to attack through to you. Might as well drop the Swamp. Go to work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can play Debtor's Knell next turn. Again, there's no real reason to play Worship yet. I kind of want him to destroy the No Mercy. So I'm going to swing with this thing. And once I get Debtor's Knell into play, I'm going to be in a much better position. I guess I can start gaining life. I can cast this guy into play, get 4 life, alright? Then I can Suicide Swing with it. And what's he going to do? If he blocks it, I'm just going to bring it back to life with Debtor's Knell again and gain 4 more life. So I'm going to put him in a really weird position if I do that. But he's at 50 life, which is troubling because if he gets Defender here, Sovereign, or whatever the hell that card is called, he's going to win in 1 turn unless I get removal. I have no creatures in my graveyard, so I have nothing to really deal with there. And let's see what he does. Please don't get the Sovereign. Please don't get the Sovereign. And again, I have like 7 removal cards. Celestial Mantle. Alright, let me just double check what this does. Creature gets +3/+3, and whenever it deals damage, he gets double life. Okay, but it's not going to get damage through because I got Duty Bound Dead, which can block and regenerate. There's really no way for him to get damaged. He's got a lot of life though. 39 life. It's pretty nasty. So I don't know. What is he going for? He can only attack with 1 creature because Silent Arbiter, like, it doesn't have trample. So I can just block and then regenerate every single turn. I don't know what that bug is there, that input bug. I don't know what his plan is here. He must know that I'm going to do this. Now he doesn't have this blocker. It's not like he can block anyway. I just don't know. Maybe he's just trying to waste my mana. And now I have enough for Debtor's Knell, which is absolutely fantastic. And, some people would be concerned like, oh, Wing, if you play Debtor's Knell, you're going to be tapped out. You won't be able to, what's the fucking matter if I'm tapped out? Because I have so many chump blockers, and if they chump, I can just bring them back to life with Debtor's Knell. It's great. I love this card. This is 4 and 3 other mana. Your opponent loses the game really fast. Alright, that's basically what it should say. I know it's not an instant win card. A lot of other decks have like instant win, crazy cards, and now he's taking 12 damage a turn. But Debtor's Knell is one of these cards where if you don't answer it very quickly, the game is going to get nasty for you, especially because my deck has so much removal. And oh, it's a 15/15. Who cares? I don't care. I could block it forever. It doesn't matter how big it is. It doesn't matter how big it is. That's what I'm always saying to the ladies, and they just don't get it. They just don't get it. They're like, I really think it matters how big it is, Wingspan. I think it matters how big the attacking creature is. And I'm like, nah, it doesn't. Like, what is he going to attack? Go ahead, attack. Wait, how can he do that? He can't do that. You can't do that. I guess it could just, yeah, there you go. He has to only attack with 1. He has no choice. So I'm just going to lose this guy. Fine, I'll just lose him. I don't care. Then I'm going to steal his Golden Glow Moth back and take that. And just block every turn and gain massive amounts of life. Yeah, you want to play this game, bro? I'm going to steal your Moth. Yeah, oh, now you're cool, huh? I have Worship in my hand. Again, I don't need it anytime soon. I'm not going to cast it because the last thing I need for him to do is to know exactly how I plan to win the game. There's no reason for me to cast this, and I don't have anything else in my deck that costs 7 mana, so it's not like I'm going to need the mana anytime soon. I could definitely use the open mana. 8 mana, I could regenerate both of these guys if I absolutely had to, in case he destroyed one of them, and then I need to block with the other one. But now I have the Moth. This is basically my insurance. Every turn that he attacks me now, I can block with the Moth, gain 4 life, then replay the Moth every turn for free. So every time he attacks me from now on, I'm just going to gain 4 life for free. And if he stops attacking me, all the better. Then I also win. So there's really no situation where that works that badly for me. He wipes the board. That's great. I have Debtor's Knell. I can get free creatures back every turn. Now he's got to be thinking, why would I attack? So you see the interaction here between these 2 cards, Debtor's Knell. I wish you could zoom in 2 cards. And No Mercy is great. Okay, yeah, he's going to attack. I don't see why he would attack. I'm just going to block with the Moth. He's got to know this. Alright. Now what? Moment of Heroism. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains lifelink. Okay, he's going to gain a lot of life. Okay, fine. Alright, fine. He gains a lot of life. I guess that's good for him. The hilarious thing is he's going to gain all his life, and then I'm going to draw removal and get rid of this 1919 creature. So he's up at 38. Which, you know, 38 is pretty good. Pretty good for him. Just steal his Moth back and just keep gaining life. And here we go. And it's a sorcery. Destroy target permanent. Vindicate. You can't get better than this. So that's absolutely hilarious. He has no cards in hand. This is another mistake a lot of players make, is that he's got like 9 lands in play. Why does he keep playing lands? Because I know he has absolutely no threats though. If he kept 2 of these lands in his hand, I would be like, holy shit, he's gonna kill my attacking creature. He's gonna Swords to Plowshares it. Oh shit, what should I do? But he has no tricks up his sleeve. You know, I even question, should I even vindicate his creature? And actually, the answer is probably yes, because now if I can destroy target permanent, this is what's so hilarious about Debtor's Knell. If I destroy his creature, it goes in his graveyard. Now it can be mine next turn. But I don't know if that really benefits me. I think gaining the life benefits me more, and I have to be really more careful. If he plays some cards I absolutely can't deal with, that will be a problem. So I'm going to save Vindicate. I'm not going to use this turn. If he plays the Sovereign or the Sun Titan or any of that shit, that's really dangerous. What else has he got out? 2/1 Missionary. He's playing shitty ass Strider. 3/3 that gains him life. This card sucks. Don't put this in your deck. There's no reason you want to play 4 mana for 3/3 that gains you 3 life. And now he's got to realize if he attacks me, he's just gaining me life every turn. Okay, he's going to stop attacking, and that's great. So now, which creature should I take? I guess I should take my own creature back so I can get the double Exalted from it. And here, I have removal. So now that I have 2 sources of removal, I can kind of like have some options. Doomblade, destroy target non-black creature. Attack here. You know what the hilarious part about all this is because of all the double Exalted. I could totally... And the double Exalted... And look, this is another cool card interaction, because this creature gives all of your other creatures Exalted. This creature lets you... this enchantment lets you take your opponent's creatures, which previously didn't have Exalted, but as soon as you put them into play, now they do. So now you can have nasty, huge amounts of Exalted attacks in here. Look at this. 13 damage. And now if I steal his other creature here, then I'm going to get 14 damage. And I'm going to gain the life from the creature coming into play. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. Beautiful. And what is he going to do? So I have Doomblade to kill any creature he plays as an instant. Soul Warden. You know what? I think maybe I'll take the Soul Warden. I got Vindicate. I got Worship. I've got Vindicate. I've got Worship. I've got all these cards. Who could ask for anything more? What is he going to... You can't do anything, bro. You can't do anything. It's hilarious. So this isn't really a control deck, but I actually am going to Doomblade a Soul Warden because I do want to steal it during my next turn. It will get Exalted, and I'm going to get all the life gain bonuses. This would piss me off if I were him. And I'm going to gain this thing, double Exalted, and just attack for massive amounts of damage. You know, I'm pretty sure, like, the game is over now. He has no way to come back from this. I have so much removal, so many blockers. I got these 2 enchantments to shut everything down, and even if they didn't, I have this enchantment. He doesn't even know about those shut things down. So this Exalted deck is really interesting. It's kind of one of these decks where, you know, what I did was I took out all the high casting cost cards. I just left the enchantments that win you the game, okay? And I left a lot of low casting cost creatures, and I left in the creatures that buff your low casting cost creatures. That's it. Attack for 13. If he can't win next turn, or at least stop this thing, he could remove it. He could pacify it. I believe his deck has that. I'm not actually sure. He needs to stop this Angel. Then he could block on the ground. He's got 20/20 creature, for God's sakes. He could definitely block on the ground. Even if he kills the Angel, I have the Moth, which I can make attack, which would be hilarious. You know what? Maybe I'll just attack with the Moth next turn and win. Let's see what he plays. He plays the Plains, and he must know it's over now. GG, man. He's going to attack with all these. He can't attack with these creatures because of Silent Arbiter. You can't. Silent Arbiter. Yep, he can't attack with them. Just game is over. Anyway, and I'll steal his last creature here, gain a bunch of life. And yeah, I'm gonna attack with a moth. Anyway, guys, I'm WiNGSPANTT from TopTierTactics.com. I hope you appreciate this gameplay. I hope you enjoy what I did with this deck. See some very interesting card interactions here, and I'll see you next time on my channel and at the website. Cheers.